Hi, welcome back to the channel. I am so excited for this because today we are unboxing my iPhone 15 Pro Max. I've been using the iPhone 13 Pro Max for the last 2 years. I usually update every other year instead of every year because I find that every year is a little too much for me, but because a lot of my work revolves around creating content, I do try to update every 2 years so I'm getting the best camera quality with the main tool that I use for creating content on social media and some of the editing that goes into it as well. I have loved the iPhone 13 Pro Max. It has been my workhorse. It has never done me wrong. The camera quality on this is insane, but I am very, very excited to be doing this upgrade and seeing what the iPhone 15 has to offer. I always mention this whenever I create any sort of tech video, but I don't want to come into this video with specs and the technicalities because there are so many amazing YouTubers out there who are able to provide that information to you, probably in a more cohesive and comprehensive way. I love tech, I work in tech, but I am by no means the tech geek that is required to tell you everything that is amazing about the new iPhone. But I can definitely tell it to you from a creator's point of view, somebody who works in marketing's point of view, and just generally share what upgrades I'm excited about and that actually matter to me. Because let's be real, we love a new processor and all of that, but what does that mean to the average iPhone user? Okay, I've been waiting to unbox my iPhone, so let's do that first because I just really want to get it open. As per usual, the packaging from Apple is just beautiful. I feel like year after year, they just keep improving their packaging from the actual product box all the way up to the cardboard boxes that the product comes in. Like there's that easy rip. It's just beautifully packaged and very functionally designed as well. Their packaging has been getting slimmer and slimmer though, which was sort of a part of the complaint that they're starting to take stuff out of what they give you. So you no longer get a charging block, you just get the cable, the iPhone, and then the little SIM card pick. I ended up getting the white titanium. I was sort of deciding between the titanium and the white titanium because the plain titanium one seems to be like the new color of this year, but I am obviously a white and silver phone lover. I used to do the space gray, but once I switched over to the white and silver, I just never looked back. So I ended up choosing the white titanium. I think the titanium is also beautiful, but I think that it does come off more warm tone, whereas the white titanium is your true white and silver, and it is gorgeous. So as I mentioned, the box does come with the charging cable. This is the updated charging cable. I believe my iPad also came with this type of charging cable where the cord has that like texture to it. Very much so like if you've gotten a MacBook Pro even in the last couple of years, they've come with this stronger, quote unquote stronger, like fabric coated cable. I actually don't know what makes this texture, but it does feel like there's a woven fabric that's been applied on top of the cable to keep it more like safe and protected. Right off the bat, I love the titanium. I do think it looks a lot better in real life than it does in photos. When I was looking at the white titanium phone on the Apple website, like while I was putting my order, I was like, is it really gonna look like that? Now looking at it in person, I do understand the choice of going with titanium. Not only is it lighter, it does look very sleek. It feels really nice in the hands, and even though the titanium sides are like brushed, you would think that it feels very slippery in the hand, but I can tell you now that this phone is way slippery in the hand. This stainless steel version, I mean, I absolutely love the stainless steel. I love that it's like mirrored, like it's chrome. I loved how it looked, but functionally and ergonomically, the titanium is so much better. Like this is extremely slippery. I've dropped my phone like this, like I thought I was holding it and it just slipped out of my hand many times. Because I am upgrading from the 13 Pro Max, I do not have the notch. So the notch this year is new for me, although it did come out with the 14. So it's not new. For me, it's new. I'm really excited to see how the notch comes into play, what the interactions are like when I do use different apps. But the biggest change, of course, is that action button that everybody has been talking about. I know there's a a setup page for that, so we'll get into that in a little bit, but let's go ahead and just set up this iPhone. I do really appreciate that iPhone transfer process though, because in the past having to back up your phone to iCloud or to iTunes back in the day and then plug your new phone in to like download the data was a pain in the ass. I hated that portion of getting a new phone. But their new process, which was around when I got the 13 Pro Max as well, is so convenient. So they just automatically move everything over to the new phone for you. All your settings, all your apps, all your media, everything gets moved over. So I do really appreciate the effort that Apple has put into that user experience, because it is absolutely chef's kiss. Makes your life so easy. I did notice the iPhone had some new interactions this year as well. In that whole onboarding process of getting your phone set up, there were some new fun graphics and interactions that weren't there in the past that must come with the new operating system. And as somebody who works in marketing, I absolutely love when a company updates their user experience and user interface, because those interactions are what makes that brand. And I've always been a fan of Apple's interactions and UI design, and I'm so happy that they put the attention into that detail to give us some new fun little tidbits that just brighten up the whole experience. Okay, setting up that action button. When you get to that page on the onboarding, you're able to look through all the different things that the action button can do. So it can still be your mute button, or it can be a flashlight, a camera. You can even set that action button to pull up a specific shortcut, which I think that is really cool. I definitely don't take advantage of the shortcuts functionality within the Apple ecosystem enough. I have a few shortcuts set up, but nothing that is really integrated into my daily routine. So I would like to explore that option more. There are also accessibility options for those who need it. So I like that that shortcut action button can be used for those accessibility features as well. One thing I was sort of concerned about was how easy would it be for me to accidentally click that action button and pull up something that I don't want in the moment. But of course they thought of this, and in order for you to pull up whatever action you set up in the action button, you do actually have to hold the action button. So if you just tap it, a little interaction will come up that says hold to open. And then once you actually hold the button, it'll pull up the action. Hi! So I did set my action button to be the camera, because that is my most used app on the iPhone by far. It's not text, it's not social media, it's that dang camera. I know that you have that camera shortcut here as well, so I may change what I use that action button for, but I think for now I would just like to test it with that camera feature to see how often I actually use that action button and like build up that habit to before I set it to something else and just try a different function. It would be nice if Apple allowed us to switch out what these two shortcut buttons do as well. Maybe they do, I'll have to look into that, but as far as I know, when you're editing and customizing your like lock screen and home screen widgets, that is not one of the things that they allow you to change out. But with the added like personalization and customization functions that Apple has been working on, I think it would be really sweet if they allowed us to switch those out, because that would just give us so much more sort of shortcut access. And then I can just keep the camera on the action button instead of clicking the one here. Now, you know I wouldn't have gotten a new phone without preparing myself with some sleek new cases. I am far, far, far too clumsy to be going caseless. As beautiful as even like the 13 was, I love how this phone looks. I absolutely love it. And I think we all know by now I'm a diehard Apple girly, but I rarely used it caseless because I'm just way too afraid of wrecking it, even though I love the aesthetic so much. So to protect my brand new phone from any incidents that I may cause it, I'm gonna be testing out some brand new Spec products, which takes me to the sponsor of this video, Spec. Spec is a company that makes protection for your devices, and they've been around for so long. They make these sleek, rugged cases that are built to give maximum protection to your devices, so for clumsy girls like me, it's pretty much a must. Of course, with the update of the iPhone 15, they had to come out with some brand new products that'll help protect your phone, but also give it a little bit of an upgrade. Their cases come in many different colors, so you're bound to find one that'll suit your style. They've actually come out with a brand new technology called the Click Lock technology that works with the MagSafe in your phone. There's been several occasions where I was testing out the MagSafe feature and using it with a tool that's meant to hold it in place just with the MagSafe, and my phone has gone flying. Their Click Lock system solves for this issue, and it is so freaking cool. The system incorporates this interlocking bolt, which allows for your phone to be held even tighter and more securely to whatever accessory you're using it with. In their Click Lock ecosystem, there is a car mount, a wallet, even a little standy grip that is perfect for content creators. And it means that now you do not have to worry about your phone slipping off your car vent when it's magnetized to show you directions, and you don't have to worry about your wallet slipping off and you losing it for good. When you use any of the accessories with a corresponding Click Lock case, you pretty much never have to worry about your phone or the accessory slipping away. Now, Click Lock does not replace MagSafe. It actually is an enhancement that works hand in hand with MagSafe. Their cases themselves feel and look really, really good. The material has this amazing, soft, buttery finish to it, and you can just tell a lot of thought was put into the actual design and creation of the cases. It is also made with 50% recycled plastics now, so you can feel good about purchasing these cases. I ended up picking out two colors, this one in the black color and this one in the gorgeous nude color. So I'm pretty much set for life with cases for my iPhone 15 Pro Max. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm very, very excited about these new spec products, and I'll definitely give you a further update once I've used these products a little bit more to let you know how they go. If you're interested in any of the spec products, I'll link them all in the description box below, because if you're getting a new phone, you need to make sure you're protecting it properly, and spec absolutely has you covered. Okay, I'm gonna go through a few more comparisons between the 13 Pro Max and the 15 Pro Max. So if you're switching specifically from the 13 Pro Max, this will be uber applicable to you. But between these two, and honestly even between the 14, this year they updated the charging port to USB-C. So beyond that being kind of annoying for those people who don't own a lot of USB-C chargers, like if you're not a techie person and your phone is your main piece of tech, you probably don't have extra USB-C cables lying around. Yes, they give you the one, but I do find that it is very useful that I have tons of USB connection cables and charging cables laying around, because everything else of mine uses USB-C. But the added benefit of USB-C is that you get way faster transfer speeds than you would with the Lightning. If you're an average user, this probably won't matter to you, but as somebody who's constantly moving things back and forth from their laptop, from their camera to their phones, this is going to be extremely, extremely useful, because it means that my workflow has just been sped up when I'm trying to import photos into my iPhone to edit. Screen-wise, they both are the 6.7 OLED panels, but the new iPhone does have smaller bezels, so the look of it does look a lot more congruent and like it really fills up almost the entire body, rather than the old one with the slightly bigger bezels. Now, the one thing that everybody also talks about is the weight of the new iPhone. Yes, they are both the Pro Max, but because it has moved over to that titanium material instead of using the stainless steel, they have been able to decrease the weight of the iPhone. Now you can get that bigger screen with a lighter handheld feel, which I think is pretty sweet. One of the biggest upgrades that actually really matters to me is the camera. So because I didn't switch to the 14 when it came out, my camera is sitting at 12 megapixels, which by the way is entirely enough for me to make extremely high quality content, and that still looks really good on any social media platform that I upload to. But you can't deny that the 15 Pro Max does have a better camera. So I have upgraded from 12 megapixels all the way up to 48 megapixels, which is quite a significant jump. Because of that, this one is gonna give you a better low light. It also gives you a way further zoom. So instead of a 3x zoom, which is what you get with the iPhone 13, the 15 will give you a 5x zoom. And the quality quality is insane with that 5x zoom. The other thing that I think I'm gonna love is the smoother zoom, meaning when you are actually filming and you zoom into something, it's not gonna be that super abrupt jump that the old cameras have. Yes, it is still semi-abrupt, but they tried to smooth over that transition a little bit, so it looks a lot less choppy when you're actually rewatching the footage. Whereas I found that with the 13 Pro Max, it is so freaking choppy. Like, you're really going 1x, 3x, like it's in your face. But the transition is noticeably smoother when you are zooming in while you are filming with the 15 Pro Max. Other than that, I think the last benefit that I really see myself getting out of this iPhone is the updated wireless speeds and then the updated transfer speeds as well. So as I mentioned, you're gonna get better transfer speeds with the USB-C, but after some testing, you actually get better AirDrop speeds as well. So having that updated transfer speed, again, is just gonna quicken up my workflow, which is the reason that you upgrade any piece of tech, right? It's to improve or speed up your workflow in some way, and I'm happy to say that this is going to do both for me. I will do an updated video once I've used the phone for a while. I'm thinking of doing a day in the life showing you how I actually use my phone with both this and my iPad, because I've been using my iPad for a while, and just really show you the daily use cases for an expensive phone like this for me personally, and an expensive iPad like the iPad Pro that I have. I really love watching those day in the life videos because it always shows me a new way to use the products that I already have. So stay tuned for that, because that is gonna be within the next couple of videos that I upload. But from everything that I told you in this video, let me know what you think. Was it worth it for me to update from the 13 to the 15? What do you think about the 15? Do we like the titanium? Do we like the rounder bezels? Just in general, do we like the new features, and were the features updated enough for it to be worth it to upgrade from an older model? I'd love to hear your thoughts on the new iPhone, whether or not you've purchased it for yourself. If you have, comment and tell me how you've been enjoying it, and if you haven't, tell me why you're not making the upgrade. If you have any questions, make sure to let me know those as well. And of course, all the spec products that I mentioned will be linked in the description box below. But other than that, I hope you guys are having an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!